Manchester United were hammered by Newcastle in their Carabao Cup clash at Old Trafford. Manchester United were humbled by an understrength Newcastle side on home turf, with the Magpies notching their biggest win at Old Trafford since 1930 to punch their ticket to the Carabao Cup quarter-finals. Miguel Almiron, Lewis Hall and Joe Willock came up with the goals in a 3-0 triumph to pile fresh pressure on Erik Ten Hag. And Express Sport takes you through 4 of the game's principal talking points. Ten Hag takes no prisoners. Hauling Casemiro off at halftime is becoming a habit for the United boss. He did the same thing against Brentford last month, freely admitting after the final whistle that wanting more football was his motivation. A first-half horror show against the Magpies suggests that the reasoning will be much the same this time around. Casemiro was given the runaround by Willock. Received a booking inside the first 20 minutes, lost the ball in his own penalty area and went to sleep for the quick free kick that led to Newcastle's second goal. Overall, not a good night for the Brazilian as his struggle for form continues. It's no surprise to see Casemiro included in the 3 players who put in particularly disappointing performances for the Red Devils on Wednesday night. If truth be told, not many of his teammates covered themselves in glory either. Anthony Martial was given a golden opportunity to prove his worth against the Magpies, but he was completely absent and entirely ineffective before being dragged off and replaced by Rasmus Højlund in the second half. Hannibal Mejbri, meanwhile, had impressed when given chances to do so this campaign, but he was fortunate to stay on the pitch during a reckless and immature display, escaping a second yellow card for a late challenge just after the quarter-of-an-hour mark. Willock wows. There were plenty of positives to take from Newcastle's win at Old Trafford, their second in 41 attempts, and Willock's rampant display was one of them. The 24-year-old bossed the midfield on his first competitive start since May, with injury having hampered his start to the season. It was fitting, therefore, when Tino Livramento's marauding run to set up Almiron for the opener and Hall's superb volley to double the advantage was supplemented by a goal from Willock. As he slotted past Andre Onana to make it 3. Dutchman in danger. Things are not looking good for Ten Hag, a man firmly under pressure after suffering a second consecutive 3-0 defeat in front of his home supporters. Newcastle fans let him know just how much trouble he could be in. 2. With a chorus of "sacked in the morning" ringing around the stadium before halftime. More chants of "Ol" followed as the Magpies toyed with the hosts, and while Ten Hag is unlikely to meet his fate this early in the campaign, he can ill afford more nights like this if he is to avoid losing the dressing room.